North Carolina yields back the balance of his time. Gentleman from Oregon is recognized.
Well, again, in response to my good friend, the president said hundreds of times, Mexico is going to pay for the wall. They're not. We have the transcript of a phone call where he called the new president of Mexico and said, look, I know you're not going to pay for the wall, but you can't say that. We're going to pay for it. So that's one thing. He talked about moving the embassy to Jerusalem. The president was going to deliver a peace plan for the Middle East. Where is it? So a lot of things this president said he was going to do that haven't happened. And you know, getting close to the president is sort of like being in the orbit of a black hole, which sucks in everything. And that sucked in a lot of things and a lot of people who have been then blown back out at some point by the president. His current acting chief of staff, I don't know how long he's been acting now, a year and a half, something like that. The president likes them to be acting because he can get rid of them more easily, he thinks. When he had his own opinions, when he wasn't in the orbit of the black hole of Donald Trump, he said about walls, Mick Mulvaney, president's acting chief of staff, you go under, you go around, you go through. What they need is more manpower and more technology. Acting chief of staff Mick Mulvaney said that August 25th, 2015, when he had his own opinions when he worked here in the United States House of Representatives. He can't have his own opinions anymore. Thought a wall was stupid then and it wouldn't do anything. And he said what we've been saying. We inspect 6% of the semi-tractor trailers that roll across the border. And we have testimony in the conviction of a drug lord, Carlos Guzman, in New York. We have testimony in that trial. They are bringing the drugs in just boatloads or truckloads. Boatloads, we already talked about the Coast Guard, and truckloads across the border because we only inspect a fraction of them. So what if they lose a few? Hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah, it's the cost of doing business. This is a multi-billion-dollar business, these cartels. And as Mick Mulvaney said in an honest moment, we need manpower. We already heard about, gee, they've only got 4 people at the border crossing in Arizona. Why do they only have 4 people? We've appropriated more money for more Border Patrol people consistently year in, year out, but they're way behind in their numbers. They haven't been able to hire up to the numbers we've authorized. And technology, which is what I'm talking about, they don't have that either. There's also, I mean, people over there are poo-pooing child care centers for the troops in the military and things like that. They don't need it. Their kids don't need it. Really? And then they're also, the president is taking hundreds of millions of dollars out of the European Defense Initiative. I've been to Poland recently, and I have seen the Suwalki corridor. That is the Russian invasion route into Europe. For years, it was the Fulda Gap. But now, it's the Suwalki corridor since Germany is reunified. And we're going to cancel projects in countries to defend that area and give them better capability to defend themselves against the Russian invasion. But since Vlad, that's Mr. Putin, whatever his dictators are called in Russia, is buddies with the president. They have secret phone calls, secret conversations that aren't transcripted. The president, is withholding money from Ukraine to defend itself. But, and now we're going to cut money for our allies, the European Defense Initiative, to build a stupid, useless wall on the border. With that,